My name is Jeff Shapiro, and I've been working with KAVU for pretty close to 10 years, I think. My passion is for living every day to the fullest, and especially lately that involves human flight of one form or another, climbing in the mountains, pretty much anything that involves self-exploration and personal growth.
There you go, 15,000 on the money.
You know, the reality is that if someone's doing it, there's no reason why you can't do it. And it's just a simple fact. And most times, even if somebody isn't doing it, there's no reason why you can't do it if you can dream it up. It's just one of those things. You have to have faith that it's possible, and that's really the first step towards making something happen. In most cases, it seems like, you know, what we do in life perfectly prepares us for what comes next. And oftentimes when we're on these journeys or these paths that are working towards a goal that you're not certain whether or not you can accomplish, you know, you never know what's around the next corner, but oftentimes you're ready for it. And you just have to put one foot in front of the other and take it one step at a time, break it down into increments, and just have a positive attitude. Before you know it, you know, you're doing this thing that you weren't sure whether it was possible or not. I've been flying hang gliders for a long time and always have been fascinated by human flight. So the first time I saw somebody fly a large suit was actually my friend Dean Potter, when I watched him jump off of a wall up in Canada and fly a big suit. It pretty much floored me. I was like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I pretty much got to do that. I figured, you know, you just like do it. Do the steps necessary. Don't think about like wingsuit base jumping per se, but what do I have to do to start the process? And one step at a time, you educate yourself. Well, how do you prepare to do something like that? And in that particular sport, you know, it requires a lot of skydiving and a lot of the acceptance of a slow apprenticeship. And through that apprenticeship, you prepare yourself to eventually wingsuit base jump. And you know, it was never really the base jumping that attracted me so much. It's just being fascinated with human flight. It's other way to fly, and it's like flying a wingsuit's like flying a hang glider, except you're flying at 150 miles an hour and the glider's your arms. You're not flying something, you're flying. So it's a really special way to fly. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. Life is just a series of moments, you know, and to not pay attention and find a high value in each of those moments as unique moments seems to me like that's wasting time. I'll go into a restaurant as an example and say, hey, how's your day going? And they're like, oh, it's going great. Time's going by so fast. And that always kind of breaks my heart a little bit because, you know, being glad about time passing fast tells me that, you know, maybe that amount of time isn't being utilized in a way that would make that person feel like each moment is precious, you know, and it is, especially when you discover that life is finite and every moment there's something to learn from, you know. I have a conversation with somebody I recognize, or I try to recognize humbly, that I'll never have that conversation with that person again, that those moments are super rare and they're to be paid attention to. Oftentimes, like, the best things in my life come from a direction that I started to walk, and I heard a quote once, and I've written it down or repeated it, but it's one that I try and live by. You know, the ripest fruit in the top of the tree isn't the prize is the choice to climb into the tree in the first place. And I think that what that quote means to me is, although the future can be important in the way that it drives you in a direction and gives you the drive to have direction and motivation, and that's important, but being present in those moments and along that path, you know, putting one foot in front of the other and taking you know, taking the time to pay attention to each step and really being grateful for those steps. To me, that's the key to happiness, is to be thankful, and in that sense, nothing ever bad happens, right? When I spend time with my daughter, those moments, whether, you know, it's just about her day or something that might be considered just time passing, it's not trivial. It's exceptionally precious to me. I wouldn't know the best parts of life unless I felt the pain of having to learn some important lessons. You know, as an example, when I lose a very, very close friend of mine, it stings, it sucks. It's painful. I feel the loss, and I'll continue to feel the loss of that friend, the inability to spend time with them for the rest of my life, and that's just part of a consequence of having the privilege of knowing that person and feeling so close to them. I wouldn't feel so much loss unless they made such a positive impact on my life. Making the choice to be happy is one that is within each of us. Nothing else is going to make us happy. Only we can do that for ourselves. So, find the things that you're passionate about. Find the things that inspire you and drive you as a person and fulfill you, and make the choice to be happy every day, one that's easy to make. And if you do that, and you work towards doing the things that you want to do, using the time that you have to experience life the way that you dream to, I think that's a life worth living. I think that's the way to give the best of yourself to the people you care about. I know for a fact, I think without a doubt, I feel like my interactions with the people that I love is those moments are far more important in the end for both myself and my loved ones than because I'm happy than they would be if I was miserable. So instead of being caught up with what you think other people should do, or what you think other people think you should do, or caught up in self-expectation or personal ambition, just figure out in life what makes you happy and do that. And I think everything else just sort of falls into place.